Hey, what's going on, fine people of planet Earth? Take a minute to just be really amazed and grateful for just being alive right now. Why? We're the best. We're the best humans. We have evolved over hundreds of thousands of years to be the humans that we are right now. We are the best of the best. We're the ones that have survived through so much wars, diseases, natural selection in all of its forms. So be proud, hold your head up high. Um, and anyway, let's get into this. This video is going to be about, when you're just feeling that pain and you're still struggling and you're suffering and you're like, I don't know what's wrong. Like, I'm trying everything, but, well, you think you're trying everything, but you're not really trying everything. All right? So why am I still depressed? Why am I still feeling so, down and low? This is going to be a different perspective on the reasons for that. And a lot of the reasons for why we suffer, believe it or not, are pretty simple. It's very commonly a case that we're just in physical pain. So keep an eye on that. Water, drink a lot of water. Most of us are dehydrated for most of the day. I'm sure we've heard about this a lot. Drink more water, drink more water. But do it. It's going to make you feel much better. Our body, our mind, our thinking, it becomes strained and stressed when we don't have water. Water is like if you change the oil of your car to help your car run better. It's the same thing. Water is super, super important. Give me a second. I'm just warming up some food and I can hear it's burning. So, right. Check out these shorts. Okay, I'm going to mention them as well. Not these shorts, but you know, surround yourself with uplifting things, whether it's just a pair of colorful shorts or people, right? I've gone on about that plenty in my videos, but for now, let's talk about physical causes of pain and stress that we neglect. Eating healthier. Why? Why is it important to eat healthy? Because your body is like a vehicle, it's like a car. And if you are not looking after that car, it's going to start breaking down, it's going to start rusting, it's going to get stressed, all the components are going to start getting damaged, right? And imagine you don't take it to the garage to get maintained and serviced. It's going to start breaking down. It's the same with your body. Every morning I wake up, the first thing I do is I start my day with a big glass of water. Because overnight you're dehydrated. Start your day with water. It's going to get all your organs functioning well. It's going to get everything circulating well in your body. I then have half a banana or a banana, and I take 3 capsules of fish oil. I've been doing this religiously since 2007, every day without fail. In the morning, I take 3 fish oil capsules, and before I go to bed with my dinner, I take another 3. Fish oil is it's an anti-inflammatory. It does a lot of things. You can go and research it. I don't want to get too detailed in this video. There's plenty of people out there who talk about food and all of this, but I don't want to neglect this. And you all out there should know how important it is that when your body feels good, you're going to feel happier. So a lot of us are miserable and suffering and in pain mentally because our body is in pain. Because, for example, the fish oil I take every morning, I also take a capsule of turmeric every morning. Turmeric, again, is another anti-inflammatory. Anti-inflammatories are so important. Why? Because when your body has inflammation, whether it's in the nervous system, your nerves, your brain, your spine, your muscles, your joints. Inflammation causes pain. And over time, we become numb to the pain. We don't notice it. It becomes a background thing. But it manifests in being miserable, being depressed. This is just constant, just stressed and just not feeling good, just feeling irritated, right? And you'll most of the time notice that pain when it's gone. If you go get a massage, you feel the relief, or if you start changing your diet, you're going to notice you feel more energetic, better. It might not necessarily be that those foods are lifting you up, it's just that you're bringing down that inflammation. Why? Because inflammation is caused mostly by sugar, alcohol, smoking. One of the worst things you can do, not moving, sitting all day. Exercise gets your blood flowing, gets your body moving. Our bodies are designed to move, not to sit around all day long, right? So if you're constantly asking, why am I depressed? Why am I feeling anxiety? And why am I, suffering and struggling despite trying everything? Well, are you really trying everything? Are you taking good care of your body? You cannot neglect this big pile of meat and bones and nerves and just expect to fix everything by, you're working on your mind. Absolutely not. Everything is linked. So you can improve your mental state, your mood, by improving your body, by making your body healthier, exercising all day long. Okay? So, again, I'm not going to go into too much detail on food and diet, but it's a huge part of my personal life, and we're human beings, and we've got to feed our body properly, right? So as I said, every morning I wake up, the first thing, make your first drink a glass of water, okay? And then you can have your juice or coffee or whatever. I personally don't drink coffee. I've never touched it. I mean, I've touched it before, but it's just something I don't need, and I function very well without it. And if it's not broken, then you don't need to fix it. Um, so less sugar is going to help you. And sugar hides in many things. It hides in like pizza, the bread, the wheat. It hides in bread. It hides in a lot of different things. Pasta, bread, pizza. I didn't know these things before 2007. I was just like shocked when I started realizing that I was consuming. It's why it tastes so good, because it gives you that, that carb sugar high, right? Which is also not a good thing for our mental addictiveness, right? So we've already covered that in a lot of videos. You want to avoid those spikes, those stimulating highs. I'm not saying completely cut them out of your diet. No, have cheat days. I love pizza. I love burgers, but try to have like 80% of your diet healthy, so that you're going to enjoy your life more. You are going to become happier. Believe me. You don't have to believe me, but you can try it out yourself. You're going to be more able. You're going to be able to, and it feels good. You're going to feel more productive. Anyway, the point of this is a lot of our mental pain, depression, anxiety, actually comes from just physical pain, not taking care of our body, right? Not drinking enough water throughout the day, and then just basically without realizing it, you're like dehydrated and you're straining through the day, right? When you eat food is one of the reasons why a lot of high-level business people like having business lunch, or business dinner, having food while they discuss business. Why? Because you feel energized, you feel good, you feel happy. Yeah, food makes us happy. Food makes us feel better physically, mentally. Depends what kind of food you're eating, of course. So try to eat good, healthy food, delicious food, whole foods. rather than going for what the majority of people are drawn to, which is the sugar, the carbs, the quick spike that, oh yeah, you feel amazing, and then ooh, you feel, it's very short term. Consider switching to slow burning but long lasting energy sources of food, like fatty foods, good fats, avocados, things like nuts. Salmon is a great one. Fish, just in general, is really good. Try to avoid the bigger fish like tuna, and anything that's bigger is going to have some traces of mercury and things like that in there. Okay, but that's getting a bit too detailed. So, physical pain causes mental pain, but a lot of us are unaware of the physical pain. Another big source of physical pain is tension in the neck, from using your phone, or your head is very heavy, and when you hang it down like this, your head's supposed to be up. Our body's supposed to be in this position, but almost everything we do, writing, reading, using iPhones, iPads, is bringing us into this, submissive position, which, if I want to get old conspiracy theory here, it's kind of fishy that the world we live in is turning us into submissive, submissive like pose, where we're supposed to be strong, and open your body. By the way, just doing this and opening your body, it also has an impact on your confidence too. Practice, going to the supermarket, or just going out in the streets or whatever, and practice, like, say, I'm going to go to the grocery store today and I'm going to have my head up high the whole time, Practice that. See how you feel afterwards. Okay? It's If you can make that your new normal, by practicing it, then how do we learn things? I'm going to make a video on this soon. The way we teach ourselves, our body, how do we make things habit and learn, so that this isn't weird anymore for us, so we're not, don't have the anxiety to force ourselves to walk around like this. Because a lot of us, we feel shy, right? Like to do that, or we shouldn't. For any guys out there, if you have a girlfriend, or if you're going on dates, walk around with your head up high and your shoulders back. Basically, your shoulder blades, you should imagine that you're pinching them together, and that's correct posture. Ask your girlfriend, does this look weird? I guarantee you she's going to love it. Okay? Women love confidence, strength. Not just women, all people love that and are attracted to that. Okay? There will always be haters, but ignore the haters. Focus on what's good for you. I've had to work on my posture a lot because of injuries, and I find that when I put myself in the correct posture, believe it or not, the Jesus pose, it's amazing. It's amazing that pose is a symbol for Christianity, because that pose is actually one of the healthiest poses for your body. Just opening yourself up, open, being totally open. So healthy for you. You can also try laying on your back and try to elevate yourself, like get on a bench or something, and then allow your arms to just hang down, and it will stretch this. Just hang in that Jesus pose. It's so healthy for your body. It's going to stretch out these muscles, which tend to be very tight in us, and that causes a lot of neck pain and lower back, and et cetera, et cetera. So tension is the second thing, right? So the first thing, again, was diet. Drink water all day long. I like to drink tea all day long because water gets boring for me. So I drink tea constantly. Ginger tea, chaga tea I love. I'm constantly drinking, right? Keeping my body hydrated. Even before a fight, the morning of a fight, you got to start drinking a lot of water so that you keep your body fully hydrated. It's like a plant. If you don't give water to a plant, it starts to just go like this, right? Turgid, right? I think that's the word. And if you hydrate a plant, it wakes up and it feels good. It's the same with your body. So keep your body hydrated, not just with water, but with good nutrients, food. I have smoothies, kale smoothies, and kale's full of nutrients. I also put broccoli sprouts in there. It's amazing, packed full of micronutrients, and it's energizing. Instead of coffee, I'll have a green smoothie in the morning, in the afternoon, and before bed. I'm just filling my body with high quality nutrition. Why? Because I'm 37 and I train with 18-year-old beasts, killers in the gym. It's not just that I'm keeping my body strong to train and fight with these guys, but I'm training myself, I'm feeding my body so that I can get through the day, and be positive and be a source of energy for my friends, my family, all the ones that are close to me and who I love, and just for the world, but mostly for myself, so I can enjoy my life, so I can enjoy every moment and not be in pain, not be mentally distressed, be mentally in a state of suffering and tension, right? So diet, very, very important. Start improving your diet. You don't have to make it perfect overnight. Even if you just start doing some things by cutting out the bad things, you're going to notice drastic changes in your mood and how you feel. Okay? But keep in mind, nothing's going to happen in a week. It's got to be a lifestyle change, right? You notice normally changes in a couple of months. They say that our body, the cells of our body, regenerate completely in about every 3 months. And there are a lot of medications that you'll get from the doctor or pharmacy. Hopefully not. Hopefully you're not doing that, and you're letting food be your medicine. That's how I live, and that's what I believe is the best. You can prevent all those having to take pills and this and that just by feeding your body with good things. But a lot of those medications will say, do this for at least 3 months. And you'll hear the word 3 months a lot in life. Even I've said it with relationships. Be careful after the 3 month mark, because we tend to get very attached, right? So these are lifestyle changes. Don't expect to do it for a week and be like, hey, I still feel the same. No, your body, it takes time for all these nutrients to be absorbed, for all the crappy toxins to be released. It takes time, but you're slowly rebuilding everything with good things. They say that you are what you eat. 100%. I mean, you don't have to be a genius to figure that out. What you're putting into your mouth, into your eyes, into your ears, is what your body is using to heal, to rebuild itself. So if you're going to be smoking, if you're going to be eating crap food, that's what your body is going to be using to build itself, which is why so many of us, we have diseases and all these issues. I have my own diet of I like to eat badass animals and vegetables, just badass things that are badass. For example, bamboo, super strong. I love eating bamboo shoots, or just bamboo in a lot of Thai food. You'll find it. I love eating, salmon is a badass animal. It's got to swim upstream. It's got a very tough life, the life of salmon. So salmon is a badass animal. Kale, if you ever see kale, it's so tough and strong. Those are the things I want to make my body out of. That's the fuel I want my body to be feeding on, to make itself from, right? So I like that. It's going to be potentially in 20 years or so, I'll have my badass diet book or whatever cookbook. But badass animals. If you're going to be eating things like cows that have been bred to just be lazy and just sit around all day, well, that's what you're eating, right? Or pork, I'm not saying don't eat pork or don't eat cows, but look for the origins of those animals, like boar, right? Wild boar instead of pork, or if you're not into pork or boar, which I'm not really, then bison instead of cows, or go into now there's for the last 10 years, this awakening of people getting into game meats, right? Elk, venison, all these incredible meats, right? They're leaner, they're more badass animals. Mahi mahi is a fish, dorado, that is a badass animal. So obviously I'm not saying go out there and eat lions and tigers and things like that. There's a limit, there's a balance. You got to know what works for your body, but try to stay away from, like, if you're going to be eating cakes and stuff all day long. Hey, cakes are amazing. I love cakes. I love cake. I love pizza. I love all those foods, but don't do 90% those foods and 10% green smoothie. Try and do it the other way around. Try and do like at least 60%, or wherever you are, just try to improve it. I'm more at like about 80% clean, badass animals and foods, and 20% is, my playtime. I enjoy it because I love food. I love all kinds of food. I eat a lot of sushi. So, number one, diet. Drink a lot of water. Try to reduce the sugar, the toxins, the things that are going to create inflammation in your body. Because inflammation causes physical pain, and that gets numb after a while. We forget it, but it starts to beat and wear on our minds. Step number two, physical tension. When we're not wearing correct shoes, like a lot of women wear high heels and just shoes with no soles, and just terrible. And you're basically, look, your feet are natural shock absorbers. We're not supposed to be putting weight on our heels. We're supposed to be stepping with the ball of our feet mostly. So be aware of, diet aside, just your body mechanics. Wear better shoes. Learn to walk in a better way. Learn to stand in a better way. Your feet are your first shock absorbers. Why? Because every time you hit, your heel, it's sending a shock throughout your entire body, and it's just damaging things and creating tension, muscle spasms. You're supposed to walk, bend your knees when you walk. We're supposed to be more fluid. Relax your hips. When you walk around, just, walk around with your hips more relaxed. Have more of a swagger. Have more of a sway. If you're going to be worried about how that looks, well, that's up to you. But if you are more worried about living happier and more healthy, then, think about how your body is supposed to move. Your legs aren't supposed to be straight like this, walking around. No, we're supposed to have a little bend in our knees. Your feet are your first shock absorbers. Your knees are your second, and then you have a curve in your lower back, which is yet another shock absorber. So our body is bouncy. It's made to bounce, and that's how we stay healthy, right? But instead, we wear shoes that, because of the support in our shoes, we don't feel the problems of striking the ground with our heel. So we have all learned to walk on our heels, but those little shocks every time. Okay, learn how to sit properly, like what type of chairs you need, like how high the chair should be, how high the table should be, where should your computer screen be. Your computer screen should be, in a way that you're going to be looking up, as I said, not looking down, because as you're looking down all day, all these muscles are in tension, and it creates inflammation, it creates pain, and that physical pain it becomes mental suffering, being depressed all day. A lot of people are depressed because of physical pain. They don't realize it. All right? So I talk mostly about the mental side of pain and suffering, but these are very important components, and I've wanted to talk about this for a long time. So I'm glad I'm finally got this all out there. At least it's just a couple of points. This is a deep topic, okay? But the mental things goes to surround yourself with healthy people, surround yourself with healthy music, music that uplifts you. At the end of the day, thinking in a more positive way is a habit that you've got to train. So if you're not training it, well, there's no point just beating your head and going, I'm never going to get better, when you're not putting in the work. It took me about a year and a half, 2 years of real hardcore work, especially the first 6, 7 months. It was like every day I was doing the counterbalancing. Counterbalancing is so important because you're training your mind. You're training it because our mind, a lot of us, has become has learned a habit to just lean towards negative thinking. You know, just earlier today I was warming up my food, and that's why I felt like making this video, was because I was making my food and my mind went on to worrying about something. But it very quickly snapped back to focus on your food, get on with your day, and move forward. It doesn't happen magically. That's because of the training. That's because I've been, I've trained, I've created a new habit, I'm going to end it with this. Your body and your mind work in a very similar way, in the way that you can train it and teach it. You're going to have fear. Fear is mostly fear of unknown. For example, in fighting or training really hard, they'll say, push it, don't listen to your mind. Your mind thinks you're going to die. Your mind thinks your heart's going to burst out of your chest. But it's because your body's never gone to that limit before. So your mind has this fear of unknown, and all these fearful thoughts come in. And I've experienced this. I've thought, oh no, I can't, this is my limit, I can't go past this. But if you just push through that limit, that's when your mind records that experience and learns it and realizes, oh, we have a new limit. We didn't die. Everything's going to be okay. And it's the same with if you have this anxiety or fear, let's say, of your breakup or divorce or losing a job or moving to a new place. It's the same thing that's going on. Your mind is generating fear because of uncertainty, and you think you're going to die, or you think that everything's going to be terrible. But when you actually just push yourself through that fear barrier, then that's how we learn. And then it becomes a learned response. Now, our body works in a very similar way. For example, if you're training, like I'm currently training myself to be more flexible so I can throw higher leg kicks. And flexibility is very similar. Your body is going to be very tense because it's not learned. It doesn't yet realize that it's okay to stretch out more and more, right? So it's called the sympathetic nervous system. You're basically training your nerves that these movements are okay. It's the same in boxing. You're going to train yourself through fear. So train yourself through fear is basically the end message here, okay? Sometimes you've got to push yourself extra, and then you're going to realize, oh, everything's fine. Nothing actually bad happened. And when you are able to push through that the reward from that is courage. Someone said in a movie once I heard that the way courage works is you do the thing that you're afraid of first, and then you get the courage for it afterwards. All right? And it's absolutely true and very beautifully said. All right, everyone, I hope this helps, and sending everybody out there all the very best. Keep me updated, and be proud of yourselves. We are the best of the best, and we're alive today because we're the best of the best. We're the ones who have survived hundreds and thousands of years of evolution. Nature has selected us, okay? So be proud of yourselves. You're all incredible, beings. There are people out there that live to the age of 100, yet they smoke, yet they, eat all kinds of crap. So there are a lot of different aspects to living healthy and living, happily, right? That's the point at the end of the day, enjoying this ride, enjoying every day. And I'm not saying that, you can eat crap and, smoke and be alive till 100. That's not my message isn't that. My message is look how amazing and strong we are, that we can still live to the age of 100 by doing all those things. I believe we should be able to live to the age of 150, and we're going to start seeing that. We can make it to the age of 200 even, if you can get, everything, as many things as possible in order in your life. Okay? So take it easy on your body. Love your body. That's what self-love is. Self-love is, don't be selfish about Just don't let your ego take control and be selfish about your ego, that child that wants your ex, or it wants the sugar, or it wants the cake, or it wants, don't let that run everything. Remember, there's this body here that's sort of at your mercy, and it's saying, hey, don't forget about me, take care of me. So that's self-love. Take care of your body. Look at your hands and be grateful and say thank you that you've been with me on this entire journey since birth. I appreciate you. I love you, and I will be taking care of you. Okay? All right, everyone. Sending you all out there all the very best, and talk to you all soon.